Welcome, moviegoers. How are we doing? Good, good. Do you have your ticket? All right, what do we have here? Real Swell. Good choice. You want to be in Auditorium 38? It's straight ahead and to the right. Enjoy. I am just getting home from seeing Cleaner with Daisy Ridley, Clive Owen, and Taz Skylar. This comes out a limited release tomorrow. It's about a window cleaner for skyscrapers, and she gets caught up in a terrorist plot, essentially. And it's sort of an action, thriller, drama character story. I listed all those genres because I'm not entirely sure where to fit this movie. I don't think the movie knew which one it wanted to be either. It has elements of all of these things, but they are different. And by different, I mean you could tell when it was trying to be that specific genre while watching the movie. It didn't blend these things together. They were separate within the runtime of the movie. There was a an activist message throughout the movie, and they kind of distort that message by turning it into the villain of the movie. But then at the end, they still accomplish what the villain was trying to do. So it was very ham-fisted what they were telling you and trying to get across. And they were trying to get it across through violence and murder. But at the same time, they still wanted what the villain wanted. The movie wanted to have it both ways. And that was very strange. The action and thriller part of the movie, it's actually really good. If I don't know if they could have toned down the ham-fisted, over-the-head message and delivered more of that action, more of that suspense and thriller, it probably would have felt more cohesive. But the elements of the movie, where it was an action movie, where there was a lot of fighting and choreography, there was a lot of explosions, and that part of it felt like a different movie. And the main character, Daisy Ridley's character, she has a brother who is been diagnosed with autism, and he's been autistic for most of his life, I'm assuming. And they tie him and his character in with the story, and it also feels like a different movie, but it was good. That part of it, that story, the two of them together through, I'd say, the second act on, it's pretty good. They rush it in like the first scene of the movie. We get a flashback of them as children, and it's like 3 minutes long, and then we flash forward 20 years, and they're both adults, and now we get to see how they interact as adults. We don't see what that relationship has built up to be. They just tell us. Speaking of telling us, there is so much exposition in this movie that the actors are literally gasping for breath. I don't know if they realized what that would look like and what that would sound like, because it was exhausting. There was so much backstory for each of these characters that the actors were gasping for breath trying to get it all out and tell the audience what was going on. Just show us, please. Like, some of this exposition could have been captured in 4 or 5 different scenes lasting maybe 5 to 7 minutes. We could have been shown this character development, but each character had a different speech about another character, and it was exhausting. But once you get through it, there's another speech, honestly. Now, I wish it was more cohesive because, as I said, there's a lot of good about this movie, but there's just so much ham-fisted and over-the-top messaging that, and it's not new, the message they're trying to deliver, and they're not delivering it in a new way. It's the same message we've been hearing for 15 years, 20 years, but the narrative, it's just surface level. They're just telling us exactly what the message is. There's no creativity behind it. And it's so over the top by the script that you can't take it seriously. And it's a message that should be taken seriously, but you can't because of how hammy it is. So the movie is not terrible. I would say it's actually pretty good. I left the theater not, disappointed that I saw the movie. I think it was good. Daisy Ridley does a good job. Taz Skylar does a good job. Clive Owen, he does a good job with the screen time they give him. I actually could have done without his part. He was actually pretty useless, I'm gonna be honest. But overall, it's okay. I would go see it again. No, let me take that back. I would see it again once it becomes digital. I don't think I'll go to the theater again. Speaking of the theater, though, this was a very limited release. It's playing in one theater out of 5 or 6 in my area. And there was only one auditorium and one showtime. And that theater, that auditorium, held 24 seats. And it sold out, of course, because if anybody wanted to see it, you had to go there. And if you weren't the first 24 people to want to see it, then you can't. I'm not sure what was so limited or why it was so limited, but it's good. It's not the worst movie I've seen. And I think, again, after I left, there's more good than bad, but there is still a lot of bad. At any rate, check it out. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for coming to this screening of Real Swell. I hope you enjoyed. As you head out, I've got 3 things to ask of you. Number 1, pick up your trash. These ushers don't get paid enough. Number 2, make sure that you are following so you don't miss the next screening. And number 3, hit that heart for me. I'll see you all next time. Make sure you've got your ticket.